In my part of the world, autumn is starting to fade away. It's quickly becoming the darker season. The trees are completely bare, the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer, and we have a snowstorm coming. So I'm preparing myself and my plant room for the incoming quiet time of the year. As part of this seasonal transition, I've set up my little sun lamp as my alarm clock, because now that the nights are so much longer, when we wake up in the morning, it's complete darkness, and that's pretty tough to wake up to. It's these little gifts to my future self that I'm focusing on right now. If you've been following my channel, you probably know that I make my own bread. And this week I decided to make a very cozy country rustic style loaf with a little bit of buckwheat flour and lots of seeds and grains worked into the dough, as well as pumpkin seeds on top. One last little ode to autumn before moving into the winter months. Super cozy, perfect for this time of the year. And now it's time for one of the biggest gifts I'm going to give my future self in this transition period, and that is cleaning these closets. I am not going to let myself feel ashamed. I'm not going to let myself feel ashamed. This is real life. This is one side of the plant hobby that nobody ever shows, and you know what? I'm showing it. There is a lot of stuff involved in the plant hobby, and I am super lucky to have 2 whole closets for my plant room. I don't know how I would manage all this stuff without it, and even with 2 whole closets, it's a disaster at this point. It was clean before, and then it got super messy, and then it was clean again, and then it got super messy. It ebbs and flows, and I think that that's normal. I think we really need to normalize and be real and just accept that it's part of life. The dust settles and we wipe it away, and the dust settles and we wipe it away. It's life. Anyway, so yeah, I am unloading everything into the center of the plant room so that I can really deep clean these closets. And the reality is, it always gets worse before it gets better, folks. So if you're doing this along with me and you're starting to question your choice to start this, please don't be afraid. It will get better. Don't worry. Now that everything, well, mostly everything is out, I can properly clean all of the shelves in here. That's going to feel super good to have a really fresh, clean slate to organize my supplies into. And you know, a lot of the stuff that I put in the center of the room isn't even going back into these closets. That's part of the process, is letting go. Really in theme with the transition between fall and winter is letting go. I'm letting go of baggage emotionally and physically through this whole experience. This is such a metaphor for life. There's a lot of crap that needs to get sucked up by the vacuum and popped into a garbage bag and thrown out. I'm not sure if this is something that everybody experiences, and I'm not even sure if I can express it well. But let me know in the comments if you can identify and relate to what I'm about to share. So whenever I do a huge closet cleanup project like this, in any closet in my home, after I place everything back as it should be, slowly like putting order into the material world, I feel as though I've put order in my brain. And it's almost like my whole body relaxes with it. It's really, really great. Like, look at that. What a difference. What a difference all of this work has brought to these closets. And now my mind is at peace as well. One really great thing is that now I can look easily at my supplies and know what I have and what I don't have, what I need and what I don't need. So I can start making orders to restock my supplies. I need a few things, not too much, but I need sphagnum moss, some medium and large size pots, and the appropriate trays to go with them. Plus, I need the little doodads that connect these white trays to their pole. And yeah, and just general substrate amendments need to be restocked. But that's about it. And don't you just love when you discover that you found like a little treasure while you're cleaning? This was my grandmother's bookmark, and I haven't seen it in so long. I'm really happy that I found it again. All I have to do is just vacuum the whole room, and I'm going to clean the cover for the chair that goes in that corner behind me. You can't see it now, but you'll see later. I'm going to wash that and dry it and replace it tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just going to put on some gentle music for the end of this scene, and I will see you all a little bit later tonight. The snow has started, and it is so beautiful. When I was younger, I hated our Canadian winters. I hated how dark and gloomy and cold and wet and snowy it was for so many months of the year. But I've come to love it. And I've come to love it especially since moving a little bit more north and in the middle of a forest. Here I'm able to really appreciate the beauty of it. I also have a fireplace now, which brings such a level of cozy I cannot even describe. It is game changing. If you hate winter, get a fireplace. It will probably change how you feel about winter, because now I look forward to the cozy, cocooning evenings around the fireplace with me and my husband and my kitties all snuggled together. It is really a special time of year. Occasionally, I like to use some little herb bundles, which I like starting on the main fire and then taking them around the house to purify. And no, this is not sage. I know that that is a closed practice, but you know, there's lots of different kinds of herbs you can use. I actually forget what this one is. I've been using it for a very long time, and I really love the smell of it. I bought it from a little shop in Montreal. If I can remember what it is before I'm done editing this video, I'll put the name on the screen. And these beautiful bells are also an energy cleansing tool. Time to go relax around the fire for the rest of the evening. See y'all tomorrow. So it's Monday, and I just got home from work. The cover for the chair is dry, so I'm trying to put that back on. If any of you have these IKEA chairs, I'm sure you understand what a nightmare it is trying to recover them after you wash them. It's so hard to squeeze these little foam pads into their spaces. It's almost like you think every time it's not going to fit, but then eventually it does, thankfully. My little cozy reading corner is back as it should be. And I'm going to make some tea now. It's some balsam fir and spruce tips that my husband and I harvested from the forest behind us in the spring. If you pick them just as they're starting to sprout, when they're really soft and lighter colored than the rest of the tree, you can actually pick them off and use them for tea. And it's so delicious and cozy. I really love this tea. And I'm using one of my favorite mugs. It's really in line with the season right now. It has this dark forest vibe. I love it. This evening, I'm focused on just topping up the watering on any plants in my plant room that need it. Watering is a huge part of my life. When you have as many plants as I do, which I believe the last time I counted it was 118, you water a lot. And when you love terracotta pots, you water even more. So, yeah, every day when I get home from work, I just kind of make a little tour and check in to see who needs a top up. There's usually a couple of plants, sometimes many plants that need topping up. If I miss a day, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to lose my whole collection, but it's better if I check every day, just in case, especially for the small pots. They need to be watered more frequently. Some of them need watering like every 2 or 3 days, especially in the winter. In the winter, my plants dry out really fast. I think because of our fireplace and our wood stove, it really dries out the air. So, yeah, I have to work hard to keep up on this. But I really don't mind. I find it to be such a peaceful and meditative activity. I really enjoy it. It's a little joy at the end of every day. One of the reasons why I don't like to get too many plants all at the same time is not just because I don't want my collection to get out of hand too fast, but also because when I get new baby plants, they're more work. So I don't like to have too many tiny pots. It makes my life easier if I wait for the tiny pots to get upgraded before getting more tiny pots. For anyone interested in an update, the variegated Begonia maculata is doing well, and I think her new leaf is going to come out really soon. I still can't believe that I have a variegated Begonia maculata. I'm still in shock. And now it is time to rest in my cozy corner, sip my tea, which was steeping while I watered. It was a busy day, actually. I had a lot going on at work, and I didn't show you guys, but when I first got home, I did a little bit of cleaning in my art studio downstairs. This is Ouija, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know. She's a snuggle bug. All of my cats are very snuggly, actually. They're cutie pies. Anyway, see y'all tomorrow. Good morning and welcome to a beautiful new day. I just woke up to this gorgeous, gorgeous scene outside, and I have to share it with you all before I get ready for work. I'll also show you a little bit of the drive to work as well. I'm back home from work, as you can probably tell, and I'm doing a little tradition that I've done for many years. I'm swapping one of my art pieces for another one of my art pieces. I put this painting up at the beginning of every winter, ever since I painted it many years ago, back when I lived in Montreal. It was I created it based on a photo that I took in my favorite park in Montreal. If you've ever been to Montreal, you may know this park. It's Parc Angrignon. And it's just a really, really lovely place to go and connect with nature when you're living in the city. So I spent a lot of time there when I used to live there. And this painting is special to me because it was actually kind of around the time that I started to come to appreciate winter more for the first time in my life. And that little spark of appreciation for the cold season has grown so much more since I moved to the countryside. But when I made this painting, it was a special moment. So I've decided to do a quick little repot before going to bed, and it's on this macho fern that I've been considering doing this for a while now, because with the winter coming in, and like I've spoken about before, with the really dry air that we have in this house, this particular setup for this fern is not really the best. It was working well for it. They really like airflow around their roots. It was working well when I lived in my old apartment that was way more humid, but now it dries out way too fast, and it struggles if I don't notice fast enough, and it's also a lot of work for me. I have to soak it so frequently. So yeah, and also it's more than one fern in there. I've realized that the original fern that was in the center like slowly died off, and three little pups along the edges are what's growing now. I've had this for many years, by the way, and the little pups they don't really need as much space as they have in that basket too. So I'm cutting out a big chunk of the substrate, and I'm jamming them into this little it's meant to be a cache pot, but I'm not putting them in anything. I'm just shoving them right directly into this hanging cache pot. And for most plants I wouldn't do that, but for a fern I feel good about it because they do like a lot of moisture, and if I slightly overwater, a fern is not gonna have any problems with that. And I'm pretty good at judging the amount of water that's needed anyway, so it should be fine. I wouldn't want to do that with a lot of plants, but with the odd one here and there, it's okay. And I think she looks so good. She looks so much better than the way that it looked before. I'm really happy with this. So yeah, I'm gonna go chill by the fire a little bit and go to bed. For anyone who's wondering, the snow has been accumulating and it's actually getting more and more snowy outside. And apparently it's gonna keep snowing all week, so I'm living in a winter wonderland here. Good night, everybody. See you all tomorrow. It's time to start another of my little winter traditions, feeding the birdies. I have a few bird feeders in my backyard, and I take a lot of care to make sure that they're well stocked all through the winter. We have a huge population of birds, and it is so fun seeing the backyard filled with fluttering, happy little birds. And it makes me feel so good knowing that I'm helping them get through the harsh winter. By the way, this is going to be the last day of this week's vlog. I know it's only Wednesday, but the video is going up on Friday, and tomorrow is parent teacher night, so I absolutely will have zero free time to add anything to the vlog tomorrow. But, you know, this has been such a lovely experience. I have really enjoyed celebrating this transition with you all. I know probably a lot of you are not as as advanced into this season as we are here, and I know around the world the temperatures are different, and even in places that get winter, it's rare that it starts this early. So for those of you who aren't already in it like me, I hope that I brought a little excitement into your life. Like, I hope this is helping you to look forward to the incoming winter in your area. Thank you so much for joining me and for hanging out with me. It's really something that I do not take for granted. I appreciate every single one of you that comes to enjoy these little moments with me. And yeah, I thought the best way to end the vlog would be to go for a little walk as the sun is going down while it's snowing, and I'm walking like all across the land. For those of you who don't know, I live on a huge plot of family-owned land. It's mostly owned by my grandmother-in-law. And a little bit of it is mine and my husband's, and a little bit of it is my parents-in-law. We are on 43 acres of land that's been in their family since the 1800s, which is really wild to think about. But yeah, I really love this place. I love living here so much. It speaks to my soul, the land here. But anyway, it's getting really dark, as you can see. So I'm gonna head home, and let me know in the comments if you made it to the end with a snow emoji. Bye everybody. Love you all. Have a beautiful winter. And of course, keep growing.